What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is themed around the nightclubs this week. So the current price ride for this week is the Lampadati Casco. It's primarily based on the Maserati 3500 GT and has a normal price of about $900,000 and a trade price of just under $700,000. To get it for free this week, you have to get first place in an LS Car Meet Series race. In regards to performance, it's in the Sports Classics class and is a top 20 performing car in that class with pretty good acceleration and top speed, but what holds it back is the fact that it unfortunately doesn't offer a spoiler upgrade, which holds it back quite a bit, and actually it doesn't really offer any visual customization other than the usual paint, color, wheels, etc., so keep that in mind. But anyways, continuing to be test ride vehicles for this week, we have the 9F Cabrio, the Feltzer, and the Stinger GT as well. And all three of these are Remove website vehicles, so make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. And for current gen console users, we have the Stinger TT as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Dominator GTT. This one is primarily based on a 1969 Ford Mustang and has a normal price of about $1.2 million and a trade price of about $900,000. This one's in the muscle car class and is a top 10 performing vehicle in that class around most tracks. It's super easy to drive due to its great handling, plus being a tuner's DLC car, it has incredible customization, nice interior, etc. Just a really good overall car that I highly recommend trying to acquire this week. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, in luxury autos we have the Impaler LX and the Karin Astrope GZ repeating from last week, which is kind of strange how Rockstar is doing this new thing where they're only changing the luxury auto cars every other week. Very weird, but anyways, continuing to Simeons, we have the Rapid GT Classic, the Fagiloa, the Carbonizaire, the Buffalo S, and the Dinka Enduro bike as well. And all of these are Remove website vehicles, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we have 30% off the nightclub properties, as well as the upgrades and renovations for them as well. The nightclub is a pretty great passive income business, so it's a pretty good deal at 30% off. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, starting off at the test ride area, we have 30% off the Stinger GT, which again is a Remove website car. So this one's in the Sports Classics class and is a mid-tier performing car in the class around most tracks. Also, it doesn't really offer any visual customization being an OG classic car, but the main reason you buy this one is for its styling. I think it's a beautiful looking car that definitely looks great in a nice classic car garage collection. Next up, onto Simeons, we have 30% off the Rapid GT Classic, which again is a Remove website car. This one's in the Sports Classics class and is a top 5 performing car in that class. It's a ton of fun to drive and has some great customization as well. Highly recommend this one. Moving on to Legendary Motor Show website, we have 40% off the Cheval Taipan. So this one is mainly inspired by the Hennessy Venom F5, which is one of the fastest production cars in the world. And ironically, in GTA, it's actually one of the slowest supercars in the game, the second slowest to be exact around most tracks, and it's mainly due to the fact that it unfortunately does have these slow handling flags. Plus, honestly, the styling and proportions of this car just doesn't look right. It doesn't do the Venom F5 justice at all. Just a real shame how badly this car was butchered. Anyway, next up we have 40% off the Nagasaki Shinobi. So this one is of course in the motorcycles class and unfortunately is around the same pace as the OG $15,000 Batty 801 around most tracks. Honestly, I don't see a reason in purchasing this one, especially that's still over $1 million, but if you're a fan of bikes and been considering getting one, I guess now would be a decent time to get it, but I would definitely still get a Power Surge or Hakushu Drag, but yeah, anyway. Next up, onto the Southern San Andreas website, we have 40% off the Patriot Stretch. This one's in the SUVs class and is the slowest one in that class for track performance, which is to be expected for a vehicle like this. It's obviously more of a meme vehicle that's kind of fun to mess around with friends and stuff. Plus, it does offer some customization as well, which is pretty cool, so at least there's that. Moving along, we have 40% off the Festival Bus. So this one is a Pegasus vehicle with no customization. However, there are 10 different liveries to choose from when you first buy it, as you can see. It's a pretty useless vehicle in general, but if other players have music turned on in game, you can blast music at car meets and they can hear it at events and stuff, so I guess there's that. Moving along to the gun van, we have the following weapons available this week, and 60% off the machete. Yay, thanks Rockstar. Anyways, in regards to miscellaneous discounts, we have free drinks at nightclubs for all guests this week, which is pretty cool. In regards to free clothing this week, you've got the Blutered t-shirt just for logging in. Continuing to Triple Money, we have Triple Money NRP on select Community Series jobs this week. On to Double Money, we have Double Money NRP on the Adversary Mode Tiny Racers. Double Money and Quadruple RP on Simian Contact Missions. And lastly, the best for last, we have Double Money NRP on Nightclub Business Sales and Nightclub Safe Daily Income as well. So wow, a pretty decent amount to do this week, not bad Rockstar. In regards to the weekly challenge this week, if you complete 5 nightclub management missions, you'll receive 100,000 and the Bourgeois t-shirt as well. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Yard business, again these only change once per event week. We have the cargo ship robbery with the penumbra FF, and yes, as you can see, finally after over a month, this one is a claimable vehicle this week, which is awesome. It's normally a $1.4 million car, so not cheap. Also, it seems that based on this pattern, I guess, that the claim vehicle feature will occur roughly once a month for the Salvage Yard business. Anyway, we also have the Duggan robbery with the Zentorno and the Podium robbery with the Previon as well. However, these two are not claimable. Again, it is only for the Penumbra FF. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Route 68. I highly recommend a car with a high top speed for this one. For the premium race, we have the motorcycle race Art to Art. I highly recommend the Power Surge for this race, and if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Hakachu Drag. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trial is East Vinewood. As always, the HSW Hakachu Drag will be the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Rapid GT Classic. It's a top 5 car in that class. It's a ton of fun to drive. It has great customization, etc. Just a really good overall car, and remember it is a remove website car as well, so there's that. Anyways guys, overall this event week I would say is very good with great double money opportunities, including the nightclub business, some decent vehicle discounts, etc. So with that, I'd give this week a solid 8 out of 10. But as always, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Anyways, again guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.